Hi, my name is Lauren Mahome, and today I'll be presenting my topic on EEG. So you've probably seen this image before of Eleven from Stranger Things hooked up to wires. And this is very similar to the actual medical technology that we use for EEGs. So what is an EEG? It's a test that shows you how the brain is working, and by recording the electrical activity of the brain. We place electrodes right on the scalp, and it picks up signals from the brain. The test is safe and painless and does not involve surgery. So here's a visual example of what we see on our tests when we're looking at an EEG. These are different states of the body, and we start up at the beta. That's going to be your fastest activity when you're awake. And you see it's kind of short and has a lot of different waveforms to it. That's going to be your fastest activity when you're more excited or just have more energy, very alert and awake. Alpha activity is going to be just a little bit slower than that. You're still awake, but you're more in a relaxed state. So you normally see this waveform when you first wake up in the morning or when you're just more in a relaxed state. Theta activity is going to be a little bit slower than that. So this is now in our drowsy state, and you can see that there's a little bit less waveforms. It's a little bit less uniform, and yeah, there's just less contour to the waves with that one. As we keep going down, this is going to be in our sleep state, and here you see sleep spindles. So it's very slow. You don't really see as many uniform waves, but you do see the two spindles that are down there, and that indicates that a person is asleep. And then finally we have delta activity, which is our deep sleep state. And as you can see, more contoured, but it's a lot less waves than up here. So that's how you can tell a person is in deep sleep, and that's called delta. So why is EEG important to healthcare? It's important in healthcare because it helps doctors understand how the brain is functioning without using surgery. So it's very helpful. And it's used to diagnose conditions such as epilepsy, sleep disorders, and brain injuries. EEG allows doctors to monitor brain activity in real time and just helps to guide treatment. So one of the good things about EEG is that it's non-invasive compared to other neurological testing that requires like needles or surgery. This, you're just placing electrodes right on the scalp, so it's painless, easy, you just wash it right out after the test. Some of the limitations with EEG is that it cannot show exact location of brain activity and mainly records just the signals, which is why we have to learn and study those brain waves that we were looking at. And the results can also be affected by movement and muscle activity. So it's kind of difficult to learn how to read those tests. A little bit of the history. So EEG began in 1924 when Hans Berger recorded the first human brain waves, and his discovery showed that the brain produced electrical signals that can be measured from outside of the head. By the 1930s, EEG became accepted in medicine, and over time, the technology improved and it is now widely in hospitals and research. Future of EEG. So the future of EEG includes improved technology that allows doctors to record brain activity more accurately and comfortably. EEG is being used to develop brain-computer interfaces, which help people to communicate or control devices using brain signals. And as the technology advances, there's even more tools that it can help with. EEG development over time. So this is just indicating the ways that it has developed over time. It started off actually on pen and paper pin deflections, and now everything's completely digital. But the equipment is forever evolving as the decades go on. So my clinical experience in the EEG field, I just have here that during my clinical training, I work with patients, including individuals with disabilities and a variety of neurological conditions. I help support testing and monitoring, and that allows doctors to better understand what's going on with their patients. Why EEG matters. EEG still matters today because it provides a safe and reliable way to monitor brain activity in real time. It continues to be widely used to diagnose and manage neurological conditions. And that is all. Thank you.